Conservative parliamentary candidate Sir Geoffrey Cox joins us now. Sir Geoffrey, thank you very much indeed for coming on the show. All this talk of handing a supermajority to the Labour Party, are the Conservatives admitting defeat?
Well, I think what Grant Shapps was saying was that if you believe the polls now 3 weeks out, the country is sleepwalking into a one-party socialist state. And that would be profoundly unhealthy for British democracy, certainly for conservative right-wing values. We would be facing a government with untrammeled power. And it's a wake-up call. It doesn't mean it's going to happen. It needn't happen. We've got 3 weeks to go, and we have to fight with every fibre of our beings to prevent it, because the disaster it would mean for the future direction of this country, with the gradual and stealthy reversal of Brexit, with the getting rid of the Rwanda scheme, which is our only serious means at the moment of deterring boats coming across the channel. The tightest immigration laws in history will be simply removed at one stroke of a pen, because the majority will be so vast that Keir Starmer and Angela Rayner will have that power.
But what if that is what?
He's a human rights lawyer.
What if that is what the British public now want? I mean, you've got a new poll out today saying a quarter of 2019 Tory voters think the party now deserves to lose every seat. What if that is what the British want?
Well, I can understand that people are frustrated and many people are angry. We've had a inflationary spiral that has made the cost of living very difficult for people. We're now got that substantially down. It's now down to target, 2.3% almost. Interest rates will go down. But the real risk, if we give vent to that annoyance, and heaven knows I completely understand why people may feel it, is that what we will face is a one-party socialist state. If you have only 150 seats on one side and 450 on the other, you don't even have an opposition that can seriously hold a government to account. And that is the risk that Grant was referring to. But it is not inevitable. There is 3 weeks to go. We can stop any Labour majority if we simply realise the damage this will do.
Geoffrey Cox, did you not cheer in December 2019 when the Labour Party was reduced to their smallest seat share since 1935? Did the Conservative campaign in 2019 not say precisely the opposite of what you're saying right now, that marginal majorities or even minority governments are unstable, that from 2010 right through to 2019, the Conservatives simply didn't have enough seats, and that people needed to put their faith in the Conservative Party to give them a big majority to actually get things done? Are you not arguing against the arguments that you promoted 4 years ago?
Well, Tom, you know that's not right. Of course, an 80-seat majority is a good, healthy majority, but it isn't a majority that can't, at times when the country's interests need it, give way to a rallying of the opposition, with some on the Conservative or the government benches. A majority of 200 seats would be impossible at any point to challenge anything that the government wanted to do. There is a dimensional difference between an 80-seat majority, a good and healthy one, and a super majority of the kind Grant Shapps was warning against. We are sleepwalking into a one-party state that is anti-democratic. That's what he was saying. But it isn't inevitable. We've got 3 weeks to go, and we must fight.
Sir Geoffrey Cox, are you personally disappointed in the performance of the Prime Minister in this election campaign? Has he let you and some of your colleagues down?
I'm not interested in the personalities at the moment. The Prime Minister made an error for which he has apologised. What matters is that in every constituency, Conservatives wake up to realise that what we are facing is something unheard of in 100 years. That is what Grant Shapps was warning about, and that is what he is right to warn about. The essential extinction of any democratic opposition, if you believe the polls today. But we have 3 weeks to go. It is not inevitable. And unless we wake up and realise it, we are going to sleepwalk into a one-party socialist state. That's what Grant was saying. But it's not inevitable. We have to realise that on the right of politics, if we are divided down the middle, what we will hand is a massive Labour majority, and they will be able to do anything they want. Every politically correct, every stealthy manoeuvre to reverse the verdict of the British people in 2016, for which, as you will know, I stood up and fought very hard for.
Well, Sir Geoffrey Cox, thank you for coming on here, making your case in the usual way that you make your case. Really appreciate it. And my goodness me, I think of all of the orators in Parliament, Geoffrey Cox is certainly up there.
Yes, I can see some comments coming in. He'd be a fantastic narrator, people saying.